Good morning. It is Saturday. We are going to practice restore and strengthen yoga, which it's just a description for the goal of the practice, which is to restore energetically, emotionally, mentally, to actually restore prana, which means that we have to be really relaxed to get to that state, and to strengthen so that we can help support the body as we go. Like the weekend I see as a time to restore and get ready as well for the next cycle of Monday through Friday. And so in order to do that, like really strengthening and helping the body support itself so that we can go on an upward cycle of the inner development and outer development in terms of a physical body, as opposed to downward spiraling into the opposite of wellness. So that's really what the aim is. So we're going to start seated in easy posture, it's called, because the idea is, as you notice, it's a meditative seat. And this is usually what we see people come into when they're going to meditate. And the idea is when you are sitting in meditation, you want it to be an easy posture. So it's called easy pose or easy posture. And maybe foot on top of lower leg, opposite lower leg. We'll have let's see, I think we're good. We'll have the hands to the legs, maybe the knees. We'll flip the palms up. Now check in and see if you need a little bit of movement in the head. And let's begin to, at this point, watch the breath. From here, we'll shift into a deeper breath. So remembering what a complete breath is, it's a yogic breath, and it involves the whole breathing system so that we aren't focusing on one space and only keeping one space moving, and then the other spaces get tighter and less mobile, and then that whole system isn't so whole anymore. So that's the opposite of wellness. So wellness being wholeness, and not having that sense of wholeness is leading to illness. Or what people say, dis-ease. So not being at ease without that whole functioning breathing system in this case. So let us begin by just letting the breath get deeper and notice what that means for you. So maybe it's going to be a relaxed throat to start. And as you inhale, you want to fill the belly, fill the rib cage, then fill the chest, then fill the collar. Well, the collarbone's going to rise once you really have the chest filled. And then as you exhale, the collarbone will start to come down naturally as you draw the chest in, contracts there, the muscles, and the rib cage contracts, and then the belly contracts. Okay, and so this is encouraging motion with the diaphragm and helping things open up. It's really keeping all the spaces that we need to stay open, to be able to flourish, so that the breath is really brought in and that we fully detoxify in the exhalation. So again, a couple more of these cycles. And now we'll use a specific form, Ujjayi pranayama, to help us. So we'll next inhale, take a breath in through the nostrils. Open the mouth, fog out. Mouth stays open, fog in. Close the mouth, exhale through the nostrils. And still going into that complete breath, even though now we have the throat muscles contracted. And doing that helps us to, in narrowing that passageway, it helps us to really control how much air is drawn in and out, and it's very steady, very smooth, and it can go slower and slower the more and more we practice it. So that at some point you might get to a minute to take one breath. So it could be a 30-second inhale and a 30-second exhalation. And it can get quieter and quieter. Or you can keep the sound going. Couple more breaths as you relax the muscles in the face. Okay, now that we've opened up these channels, we can use the voice more easily. So we're going to come into Shiva mantra and then Om Shanti after that. So I'll give the translation for our invocation to this practice today. I bow to the presence of the divine within, our true and highest teacher, that lives in and around us as being, consciousness, and bliss. It is ever present and radiates peace, lighting the way to transformation. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let's begin to move the body. We're going to start in a table posture today. Make sure you have props on hand so that we don't have to search for them when it's time. So blocks, blankets, pillows. And then once you're in table posture, let's begin to move in cat-cow. So on your inhale, relax the belly, let the diaphragm drop, lift the chest, lift the head. On the exhale, pull the belly in. Diaphragm drops or lifts upwards. And then exhale, inhaling. Filling, exhaling. Contracting. Inhaling, expanding. Again, exhale, contract, and continue at your pace. So a few more like this, letting the belly be like the deeper part of the ocean and the head like the shore, or like that part of the wave that goes to the shore. So that means that really all of this motion is coming from the belly, relaxing the belly on the inhale, the head lifting, the head kind of moving to shore, and then exhaling, the belly drawing in, that wave returning to the ocean, the head coming down closer towards it. So just continue like this. And then we're going to find a neutral spine and roll over the toes and sit right on top of the heels. So that might be a little intense for the feet. It's going to stretch the feet a little bit. Let's work with the wrists. So we're going to circle the wrists. You could take the arms straight in front of you and do this, or keep the arms bent, whatever feels right. You might find even more movement, maybe taking the arms overhead, making sure to rotate both ways eventually. And then you can just shake the hands out. Bring the hands behind and interlace the fingers with each other. Squeeze the shoulders back. Open the chest, and then just release that, but keep the hands where they are. Bring the head down, actually. So what we'll do is find more movement here. So inhaling, lifting the head, squeezing the shoulders back, and then taking the hands up and away from the back. And then exhaling, releasing the hands, letting the shoulders round, bringing the chest or the head down to the chest. So continue this, inhaling, lifting the head, shoulders squeeze back, hands lift. Exhale, hands down, head starts to lower, shoulders can release. A few more. And now what we'll do is squeeze the shoulders back, look up, but then this time as you exhale, keeping shoulders back and hands lifted, begin to lower the trunk so that you can bring the forehead to the mat. And then roll to the top of the head, and you can bring tops of the feet to the mat. Take the arms up overhead as high up as you can. Going to bring the arms down and then lower the hips down. You might need the hands for help there. And then find your child's posture, Balasana. You might keep knees closer together if the forehead can come down that way. If not, spread the knees apart from each other. That'll give you a little extra room for the trunk. And maybe early on in the practice, it's harder to get the forehead down just because we haven't opened up. So this might change for you as you progress further in the practice. Check in with the breath, make sure that you are maintaining that rhythmic quality. The motion in the trunk. And now what we'll do is start to extend the arms forward and lift the head. Exhale, release the head down. Keep the forearms lifted. Inhale, lift the head, the trunk. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Then we'll inhale, lift, and walk over to the right side of the mat, all the way to the floor. We're going to walk over to the left side of the mat. And then we'll walk to center. Now we'll lift up into table posture. And then inhale, lift the right leg behind. But first notice, hopefully it feels different to be on the hands since we moved the wrists. So we'll inhale, lift the right leg, press through the heel, and start to roll the ankle around. And be mindful of what the position is of the trunk in relation to the arms. So we don't want to lower the trunk and get this neck closer to the shoulder girdle. We want to press away, pressing into the hands and lifting the trunk. So rotating both ways. And then we'll set the foot down. Set the knee down and the foot. And then inhale, lift the left leg. Press through the heel at first. Notice any tightness there. We're going to give a little extra attention today to the quadriceps because a lot of our issues with mobility, flexibility has to do with the tightness of our quadriceps. So we're going to work on that and just kind of feeling that length at this time. And then setting the knee down. Next, inhale, lift the right leg. On the exhale, bring the right foot between the hands. And then roll over the back toes and keep the left heel risen. We're going to rise up to a crescent lunge. So when you're ready, lift the trunk. Roll the shoulders a couple times perhaps, and then take the arms upwards. Sink into the right knee. Three or four Ujjayi breaths. Now we'll start to lower the hands, lower the left knee, bring the hands down around the right foot. Take the right foot and lift it behind like we had before. And then we're going to take this right leg out to the right. So I don't have a lot of room, so I'm going to scooch over a little bit, and I think it should be okay. I'm going to take this right leg out to the right so that it becomes perpendicular to the mat, perpendicular to the trunk. Left palm stays down. Inhale, lift the right arm up. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Inhale, lift the right leg, take it back, and then set the knee down. Now we're going to go right into the left side. So we'll inhale, lift the left leg behind. On the exhale, plant the left foot between the hands. Roll over the back toes. You might have to scooch that right foot back a little bit. And then when you're ready, rise up to a crescent lunge. So this is a little bit of a balancing posture because we don't have so much surface area on the mat. That right heel is lifted. So what can you do to be here? And be balanced and strong in the body. Nice straight back leg. Feeling the four corners of the left foot on the mat. Kind of relaxing that left foot so you can, when you spread it down, you can get more surface area on there, more balance. On the next exhalation, hands down. Knee down, lift the left leg behind, and then take the left leg out to the left. Toes are facing forward or slightly in towards the mat. Inhale, lift the left arm up. So checking in with the head. You can always create some extra movement with the head, or you can be at a neutral position or looking up past the hand. But if you feel tension rise in any place, movement is the best thing. Exhale the left hand down, lift the left leg, take it behind, bring the knee down. We're just going to go through this a couple more times, but a little bit more quickly, maybe 2 breaths each. A little segment here. So inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, right foot between the hands. Roll over the back toes, lift the knee. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Couple deep breaths. Exhale, hands down, knee down, right leg lifts behind, and then sends over to the right. Inhale, the right arm up. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, lift the right leg. Take it behind, set the knee down. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, left foot between the hands. Roll over the back toes, rise up. Crescent lunge once again. Exhale, hands down, right knee down. Inhale, lift the left leg behind. Exhale, take it over to the left, set it down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, the hand down. Inhale, left leg up, take it back. Exhale, the knee down. Now we're going to add something. So inhale, the right leg behind. Exhale, right foot between the hands. Roll over the back toes. Find that low lunge. Arms reach up. Notice if you can get a little deeper here and separate the feet. Exhale, hands down, knee down, lift the right leg behind. Take the right leg out to the right. Now I'm going to change positions a little bit so that I have space, but then so you can also see what's happening. So you have right foot out to the right, perpendicular to the mat and the trunk. And from here, we'll inhale the right arm up as we did before. And then exhale the right hand down. On the inhale, rise up and bring hands to hips. So you might have to take the foot a little further away. And then from here, we'll bring the arms to a T and exhale, right hand to the right leg, left arm up. So it's a nice side bend here. Now take this left arm up and over as if you're looking for the right foot. So if you have the space, then you'll go ahead and rise, arms to a T, bring the left hand, so if you don't, you can face the left side of the mat like I am. You can bring the left hand down to the back of the mat, and then inhale, lift the right leg and the right arm, so we come right into a modified side plank. Now you don't have to lift that leg, you can keep it lowered, keep the right arm up, but if you want to create strength, you can either lift it or lower and lift. And we'll be here for a few deep breaths. We're going to come back to that side bend. So in the next Inhale with the right foot down, rise up, and then exhale, right hand to right leg, left arm up and over. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands down. We'll lift that right leg, take it behind, and then set the knee down. And now we'll switch sides. So we'll inhale, lift the left leg behind. Exhale, left foot between the hands. Roll over the back toes, rise. Exhale, hands down, right knee down. Inhale, lift the left leg behind. Exhale, left foot out to the left. Inhale, the left arm up. And just because I'm pretty sure I'll be obstructed with that wall, I'm going to face the left side of the mat again. And we'll bring the left hand down. Inhale, lift the trunk, bring the hands to the hips. See if you need to create a little distance between the foot and the knee. And then we'll find the side bend. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left hand down to the left leg, right arm up. Take the arm up and over like you're looking for the left foot. And inhale, rise. Bring the right hand down, left arm up. Modified side plank. Maybe left leg lifts and stays there, or maybe lowering and lifting the left leg. You want to create strength in the right places and length in the right places. And then when you're ready, we'll have that left foot down. Inhale, rise up. Find that side bend once again. And we'll rise, bring the hands down, lift the left leg, maybe face the front of the mat. And then we will rest, knees down. Let's come to a child's posture for a moment. So we did a lot with the hands. So if you feel like you need to circle the hands and get the mobility in those wrists, again, lots of contraction there. So we want to even these things out. And then forehead down. And as you lower the forehead, find the deepest breath you can. Okay, nice deep breath in and exhale out. Let's rise up to a table posture. And you can take cat-cow, or you can find a downward facing dog. And then we'll find about 5 or 6 deep breaths wherever you go. We're going to find a pigeon's posture for about a minute. So you can lift the right leg if you're in table or downward facing dog, and then take the right knee to the right hand, slide the left leg back. First, find a back bend by pressing either into the palms or the fingertips. Now, if you'd like to test strength, you can let the hands go and see how that changes the posture. You might even take hands behind, squeeze shoulders back, or take palms together, or lift arms up. Just noticing how the position of the arms changes this experience. And then we'll start to lower. So let's start our minute by first clearing the breath and then releasing. Deep breaths all the way through, consistent, smooth, maybe the slowest ujjayi breath you can possibly take. You might even count the breaths. And then we will start to rise. And you might even take note of how many breaths you took there. So now we'll start to come out of this. You can take that right leg behind, either in table or downward facing dog. And then we'll go into the left side. So when you're ready, inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, left knee to left hand. We're finding a back bend first. Slide the right leg back. Test out the strength that you're working with here. You might notice the side feels different. And then when you're ready, fold forward. So we're going to start with a clearing breath again. Deep breath in. Release, and then begin our minute here, maybe counting the breath. And that's our minute. So let's start to come out. Moving this left leg. And then we'll bring the knees down. Let's come back to standing on the knees, sitting on the heels. As we did before, hands behind, interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulders back, lift the head, and then find the hands down, lower the head. Inhale, lift, squeeze back. Exhale, release. A few more. If it's too intense to sit on the feet, you can be on the knees. So I should have mentioned before, if the knees are bothering you, especially if you're on a hard floor, having a blanket under your knees is really helpful, and it could change everything for your ability to be here without pain, because we never want to be in pain. Okay, but I've got like all this cushion, and so it's something I completely forgot to mention. Too much cushion, if you ask me. It's very strange practicing on carpet. But we have to get used to it sometimes. So then we're going to inhale, squeeze the shoulders back as we did before, and then begin to lower the trunk, keeping the hands lifted. Bring the forehead down, bring the crown of the head to the mat, tops of the feet to the mat, arms up overhead. And release the hands, lower the hips, come back into a child's posture. See if this has changed. See how it's changed. It definitely has changed, but how? What does it feel like to be here at this time? Nice clearing breath in and out. Let's begin again into a table posture. Lift the right leg behind, just as we did before, but this time the other direction. So we're going to take this right foot past the left foot and bring the foot down. We'll start with the top of the foot. So it's off the mat. Turn the head to the left. Look for the right foot. Now roll over the toes and come to the ball of the foot. Bring the top of the foot to the mat again. To the floor again. And the ball of the foot. Now find the right position for you, what felt better or what felt like you were getting more from it. Wherever you were benefiting more, be there for 2 more deep breaths. And then inhale, bring the head to center, the leg to center. Exhale, the knee down. Let's go into the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, take the left foot past the right ankle. Looking past the right shoulder for that foot. Rolling over the toes, feeling the ball of the foot now. Top of the foot. The ball of the foot, and then you're going to find that sweet spot and be there for a couple breaths. And we'll lift the leg and come back to center, bringing the knee down. We're going to rest in a child's posture again. Now, the next little bit that we're going to practice could be done with a wall for a little bit more intensity. So if you're close to a wall, you can use it. If not, you're going to be using the hand. And so let's just be here for about 2 or 3 breaths. And then inhale, rise up. So what we're going to do is come towards a wall and have your blocks nearby. I'm going to change the position of my mat a little bit. So again, if you don't have that ability to be practicing with a wall, that is okay. We're going to start right here, not with blocks quite yet. We're going to have a table posture. And in a table, we will we'll have the right leg out first. No, the left leg. So we're going to take the right knee up closer a little to this right hand, and then we're going to take the left leg back and bend the leg. So just like this. So just see how this feels for a moment. So without the wall at this time. Okay, so you might stay right here, or you might scooch back so that the foot can be on the mat. I'm sorry, the wall. And the hands to the mat. Now, if the hands are tired, you can take forearms down to see how that feels. So I know we've done a lot with the hands today. Now, what we're going to do is change this a little bit too. So we have this option. The other option is to lift the trunk a little, right? And here you can use blocks to keep the trunk up if you're using the wall. If you're not, you can hold this foot. Now my right knee is a little forward. If you bring the right knee underneath the right hip, you can do this more comfortably without the wall. But just check in and see. What we want to do is kind of smooth out the trunk and the thigh. So it's one line. They don't get discontinued by a bending in any way. So the next option is, you can kind of come out of this first, plant the right foot, and then rise. If you have no wall, you're going to rise and be right here holding this foot. And yes, it's a little intense on the knees, so if you need some cushion, make that happen. Otherwise, you can take this knee further back, closer to the wall. You're going to have to fidget a little bit. And then lift the trunk. Some options. You can come up just a bit and have the hands on blocks like this. Or if you feel like it's possible, the next thing would be to lift the trunk. And again, you can use the hands. And the closer you can get to the wall, the deeper the stretch is going to be. It's going to be a very deep stretch. So be mindful when you get there, wherever you get there, or wherever you go to, whenever you get there. We're going to find 5 deep breaths. So find now the more intense variation that you can find yourself in at this time. Intense never meaning painful, means manageable with the deepest breath. Okay, we're going to start to find our way out of this. Carefully coming out, however you come out. Rest for a moment. So maybe that's going to be a child's posture. Maybe you need to lie on the back, whatever it is. To be with that subtle imbalance in the body between left leg, right leg. So the areas we work on feel lighter. The areas that maybe have had more strengthening or more tension, they will feel heavier. So we're going to work on the other side. So when we're ready, we're first going to find the left knee closer to the left hand. We take that right leg behind. We can have the hands down and just lift the right foot. So little by little, we're working our way to that deeper variation. Now let's say you're here and you say, oh, I think I can get more. Then you might even hold the foot and pull it in. And if you can get to the wall, get to the wall. Okay, so at this point, you have maybe found your way to the point where you can plant the foot and then begin to rise. So even with all this carpet, I could feel lots going on with my knee, lots of pressure there. quick way to deal with that, rolling over the side of the mat. And then finding a little bit of a deeper place to be in. Couple more deep breaths. That's it. There's no more knee stuff. I know what you're thinking. What? Why so much stuff on the knees? Okay, so we're going to come out of this. Turn as you need to, and then find a downward facing dog. I'm going to fix my mat back up. Now keep your blocks handy and step the feet forward to the top of the mat. We have not come into standing this whole time, so let's just do that. Come up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, lower. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, samastitihi, palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Take a few deep breaths here. And so as you're here, just notice the legs especially. We've done some deep stretches with the legs. Lots of motion, strengthening as well. So checking in with the hips, hopefully feeling some sense of looseness. We're going to create more of a holistic sense of openness in the legs, so we can focus on at this time the back of the legs, which we haven't done much of. Okay, so first let's take the arms down alongside the body and begin to rotate the shoulders. Rotate them the other way. And then maybe loosen up the head a little, take some circles. Okay. Let the blocks, if you've got them, let the blocks be around the front of the mat. And then step to face the left side of the mat, right about in the center of the mat. Step the feet apart. And we have the feet facing same direction. Bring the arms to a T. We'll take a side bend to the right. Right hand down, left arm up and over. This is Konasana, angle posture. Inhale, rise. Exhale, switch sides. And inhale, rise. Take the hands behind, interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulders back, look upwards. Exhale, fold forward. Another deep breath. And we'll inhale, rise up, and bring the hands to the hips. So we're going to face one side of the mat. So first, the right side, not one side, just the front. And we're going to have our feet so that they're apart from each other, they're parallel to each other, so the toes are all facing forward. So bring your hands to the hips for a moment, and now just step the left foot up next to the right foot. Okay? Now just notice they're hips distance apart, step the left foot back, It's still in the same line, it's just back a little bit. This is what we're going to be doing with the feet, but first we're going to step back up and set up a block. Now if you have 3 blocks, it's pretty cool. If not, it's pretty cool. We'll deal with it. But I'm going to use my 3-inch block, and I'm going to set it right here, and I'll have my 4-inch blocks close by. You can use a book. So if you need to pause this, if you're watching the recording, pause and go grab a book. We're going to create a wedge for this right foot. So we'll bring the ball of the foot to the block or book. Left toes facing forward. Now from here you can start with hands to hips and begin to hinge forward. You're going to find a nice deep pull in the right leg, the right calf. Now if you feel like you can go further, you'll bring the hands to blocks. And the blocks can be at the highest level or the second level, wherever you can be, but keeping the legs straight, keeping the back straight. And then we'll be here for some deep breaths. When you feel the intensity has changed, because it's always changing, then make the adjustment. And say about 3 more deep breaths. Now we'll come up halfway, hands to hips, rise up. Okay. Step the right foot back, find a little bit of a back bend, hands to the sacrum, lift the heart. Engage the glutes. And then come back to neutral. So we're going to pause by taking those side bends for a moment. So step the feet apart. You can go to the edges of the mat right where you are. Left arm up and over. Back up into center. Right arm up and over. Back to the center. And then from here, we'll set up the other side. So we have hands to hips. Bring the left foot to that prop that you're using today. Right foot is slightly behind. And then we'll, with hands to hips, inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, hinge halfway down. Maybe your halfway is just about here, you know, just check in and see. So wherever you can go without bending the legs, bending the spine, keeping things as straight as possible. And then eventually coming into the variation that's working for you, the right intensity. Being so aware of all the subtle cues in the physical body and in our minds as well, our emotions as well. That in the moment we become tense internally, we have to stop and look and see why, what's going on, what can we do to change that inner tension. Is it something simple like the breath? Is it something like letting go of expectations, letting go of ideas of what we're supposed to be or supposed to do? Try to keep the neck as relaxed as you can, even though it's going to be a little active. So the nose is kind of reaching for the toes, as opposed to letting the head hang loose here. Although, you know, if there's a moment where you feel like I have to release the tension, then let the head go and feel that. And then maybe return with a better understanding of how to keep it relaxed. Couple deep breaths. Now we're going to start to reverse out of this. So we'll come up halfway, hands to hips, rise up, step the left foot back, separate the feet, find a side bend to the right, angle posture. Come back to center, over to the left. Back to center, hands behind, interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulders back. Exhale, fold forward. Release the arms. And now we're going to find a seat. Come all the way down, however you get there. Let's find a nice twist. So we're going to plant the right foot and draw this left foot underneath the right thigh. And first we'll twist to the right. So right hand behind, and then inhaling, left arm up. Exhale, left elbow outside the knee. Get tall and twist. Pull the low belly in. Pull up on the pelvic floor. Feel this right arm supporting you, so see if you can straighten it. Now we're going to come to center and twist to the left. Right hand to left, to right ankle. Left hand behind, get nice and tall. And we're going to twist to the right again. So come back to center, set up your twist. And then come back to center and twist to the left. I think we'll just go through that 3 times. Going back to center. And then we'll find center to switch the legs. So left foot down, right foot under left thigh, left hand behind. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, right elbow outside the knee. Get tall. Twist. Come to center, twist to the right. Come to center, twist to the left. Into center and to the right. Once more. And find center. Let's sit up tall, cross the ankles. We're going to rest a little earlier today. So bringing hands to the knees, circle the shoulders a few times. Rotate the other way. Settle the shoulders back and down. Feel them a little looser, and then drop the chin to the chest. We're going to circle the head nice and slow, inhaling to one side, exhaling to the other. After the third round, take 3 circles the other way. The chin to the chest being that marker of when to switch. So once chin is to the chest, you've taken all of those rounds. Shake the head out a bit. And we will bring the head to center. Tilt the head to the left. Roll the right shoulder. Take it back and down. Pressing the palm down onto the mat next to the hip. And just give the chin a little bit of a lift. Lower the chin where it was before. Inhale, bring the head to center. Release the right hand to the knee. Now before we go to the other side, just pay attention to the subtle differences between the right side of the neck and the left, the right shoulder and the left. You can sense that one is more loose than the other. So let's tilt the head to the right and even out. Roll the left shoulder a couple times. And release the shoulder back and down. Bring the palm down next to the hip. That's a pretty straight arm. And a little bit of a lift of the chin. It's going to help us get to the closer towards the front of the neck. A little higher up. And we'll lower the chin just a bit. Bring the head back to center, release the hand. Now we're going to take circles again, but they're going to feel different. So first notice left side, right side of the neck, left shoulder, right shoulder. Drop the chin, take a big circle. You might take 2 circles one way or one, and then we'll switch into the other direction. Okay, once the head, you've taken enough revolutions there, just drop the chin to the chest, shake the head out, bring the head to center. And then we're going to bring the hands together. Create some friction there, some heat. Now notice the muscles in the face, see if you can relax them. You might have to tense them up first. And then relax. And then take the hands to the eyes, bring some wonderful heat there. Feel them relax. Feel the forehead relax. Feel the cheeks relax. You might travel. Take hands to temples. Let these spaces relax. Maybe to the cheeks, maybe to the jaw. And then release. Let's come all the way down to the back. We're going to take a nice deep back bend before we rest. So once you're down, we'll plant the feet. You can draw the knees in and give them a big squeeze first if you'd like. We're going to plant the feet, bring the arms down, and then inhale, lift the hips up, squeezing the glutes, really activating them. Maybe interlacing fingers under hips, walking shoulders closer to each other so that maybe the whole spine is now lifted off the mat. The knees are coming closer and closer together. This is one that people underestimate how high they can lift the hips. So give as much effort to this as you can. And then exhale, release. Take the arms out to a T or behind. Drop the knees to the right. You can find a twist of your liking. So if there's another variation that you enjoy, that you benefit from, go for it. Come to center, over to the left. Come to center and set up your final posture, Shavasana, or corpse posture, where now there is nothing that we can or need to control. So we just absolutely let go, releasing the arms, releasing the legs, toes turned outwards, otherwise we're holding on. So completely relaxed leg means the toes are now shifting away from each other. The palms flipped upwards. Relax the knees. We did so much with the knees today. Relax the knees. Relax the elbows. Relax the ankles. Relax the wrists. Relax the shoulders. Feel the whole body now kind of sinking as you let go. And the physical body sinking, and yet you feel lighter at the same time. Resting completely. Let the body continue to sink, even as you feel the sounds lift you up. Slowly begin to notice the body lying on the floor. And notice that you can begin to move the body again and to breathe in the body. And starting to make your way to seated. So see if there's some other movement that feels right to you. And then finding your way up to seated. We'll seal the practice with Mangala mantra, and then we'll repeat after that the final line, Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu, 3 times. Wishing success for the world, that all beings be happy, healthy, and free. That the great ones protect the earth justly. That we all can experience abundance and know truth. Svasti prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahi mahisha go brahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I honor the light in you that is the same light in me. Namaste.